Good day everyone, I'm Yomil Ravianda, the MBA student from Universitas Gajah Mada. And today, I'd like to present my thesis regarding the implementation of business strategy under uncertainty, a case study at PT Kereta Cepat Indonesia China. And for your information, my thesis supervisor is Dr. Hargo Utomo, MBA MCom. And we start with from the beginning, the chapter 1, introduction. So, the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed train project is a national strategic project. The Indonesian government desired to become the first country in the Southeast Asia to have high-speed train. And this project was initiated in 2014 during the era of President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, based on the Kompas 2022. And this project is the first railway project in the world to be planned without a government budget. So, to accomplish this, the initiative was executed through a business-to-business model or B2B model, in which PT Pilar Sinergi BUMN or Indonesia or PSBI comprised of Wika, KAI, Jasa Marga, and PTPN 8 was established by the Ministry of BUMN. So, PSBI and a Chinese company subsequently established PT Kereta Cepat Indonesia China or KCIC as a joint venture for the execution of this project. And during the implementation, KCIC encountered numerous uncertain circumstances throughout its journey in carrying out its business in construction of the project. So, the problem statement. Numerous stakeholders perceive the development and functioning of the Kereta Cepat Jakarta-Bandung project as replete with the unpredictability. This initiative has been developed on a business-to-business or B2B model for several years, during which policy modifications have been implemented. And aside from that, KCIC must also be able to anticipate challenges associated with the shift in the business environment, brought about the change in administration to ensure the business sustainability, and moreover, they were unable to retreat in the opposite direction, and it's imperative that they surmount any challenges that might arise. And a research question, how can KCIC survive in this uncertain situation? And second, how to mitigate risks in dealing with uncertainty. And research objective. There are two research objectives. And the first one, identify how KCIC can survive in uncertain situation in running their business in the future. And second one, mitigate the risks inherent in their business by developing a framework for dealing with uncertainty. And there are two research contributions. The first one, academic purpose. We'd like to find a strategic solution to overcome the sustainability challenges caused by the uncertain situation at KCIC. And for the company, this study is expected to evaluate how a company will respond to uncertainty through risk mitigation. And this is a research scope. Research scope, the study is limited to identifying the uncertain situation at KCIC. And after knowing the crucial issues, and I'd like to formulate a strategy for dealing with this uncertainty. And we move to the chapter 2 regarding the literature review and theoretical framework, dealing with uncertainty and implementing strategy. And when you're dealing with uncertainty, this is a critical management aspect. So here some fundamental principles and technique for managing uncertainty. The first one, contingency planning, scenario analysis, flexibility, adaptability, information gathering and analysis, risk management, building resilience, strategic agility, and collaboration and communication. And when you want to implementing a strategy in uncertainty requires a flexible and adaptable strategy. So here some important consideration. Start with the monitoring of environment, scenario planning, agile strategy development, risk assessment and mitigation, focus on core capabilities, resource allocation and prioritization, build organizational agility, clear communication, and monitor and evaluate. And we move to the goals congruence theory. In management, goals congruence refers to the consistency or accord between individual and organizational objective. And here, some most important aspect and components of goal congruence theory start with the goal alignment, mutual understanding, performance measurement, reward and incentive. And this is theory of reason action. So TRA is a theory that aims to explain the relationship between attitude and behavior in human behavior. So there are variables, attitude and subjective norm, and subjective norm determine behavioral intention. So stronger intention result in a more significant effort to carry out the behavior, it increasing the probability that behavior will be executed. And we move to the theory of planned behavior, or TPB. This is developed as an extension of TRA by Lee and Kotler, 2011. So then incorporated individual perceptions and perceived behavioral control in this framework. So there are three fundamental components according to the TPB. The first one, attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavioral control. The stronger intention to execute a behavior increases the likelihood that an individual will engage in the behavior. So this is a research method in the chapter 3. For the data collection method, there are primary data and secondary data. So primary data I got from the interview, and the interview were audio recorded and transcribed. For the secondary data, I got from the company's report and documentation and trusted sources from the internet. And for the research instrument, this is semi-structured interview guide. And here, this is the overview of research instrument. This is a key point: sustainability investment, risk mitigation policy, consistency policy, and financing. This is the participants of the in-depth interview. There are former director of KCIC, former corporate communication, former board of commissioner of KCIC, and the former director of the railway in the Ministry of Transportation. And this is a chapter 4. In the chapter 4, I will show you the fishbone that I used to prepare the in-depth interview question. So I have the sustainability investment, risk mitigation policy, consistency policy, and financing. And these variables I use to get the answer how KCIC survive in uncertain condition, and also how KCIC mitigate risk, deal with uncertain condition. And for discussion of this study, so I have a framework to answer the research question. So how KCIC cope with the uncertain conditions? I have two variables to answer this. The first one, social engineering, and the second one, regulatory engineering. I will explain further in the next slide. And to answer regarding the social engineering, I use the framework of theory planned behavior, or TPB for KCIC case. So we know that there are many negative perceptions from the public towards KCIC and KCJB. So it's why we, the management, want to want to change the negative perception. So it's why during the trial run of the KCIC, management of KCIC invites state officials, public figures, influencers, experts, practitioners, and community organizations in the transportation sector to participate in the trial run. So because they want to eliminate the negative perception from the public, because they need to get the stronger intention from the public to use the service of the KCIC, because if they can increase the intention, they can get the actual behavior from the public. People will shift to use KCJB as their primary option if they want to travel from Jakarta to Bandung or Bandung to Jakarta. And in this framework, I also add one variable here. KCIC must prove to the public that they can provide excellent service during operation, so it will increase the intentions of the public. And regarding the regulatory engineering, so I have a framework here. KCIC still have a room to deal with the government using the regulation. The first one, regulation about the concerning land and acquisition for development in the public interest regarding the Presidential Regulation number 2, 2012. KCIC can later apply for reimbursement for the land acquisition costs they have carried out to construct KCJB. And also, they have a room to increase their cash flow using this regulation, because based on this regulation, by utilizing the public service obligation regulation, KCIC can apply for PSO fund for maintenance activities for the facilities and infrastructure. So, by doing the regulatory engineering, so KCIC can deal with the uncertain condition. And right, this is the conclusions that I got from this study. The first one, from the analysis carried out by the authors using the theory of planned behavior framework, it will be seen that KCIC management is carrying out social engineering to increase people intention to want to use KCJB, because the management of KCIC know that to increase the intention of the public, it will help them to increase the public want to use the KCJB. So it will shift, the public will shift from use their transportation using the public transportation of the high-speed train from Jakarta to Bandung. And meanwhile, regarding regulatory engineering, KCIC can use current regulation to gain profit and maintain cash flow for its operation by doing regulatory engineering of Presidential Regulation number 2 of 2012 regarding land acquisition for public interest development and ministerial regulation number 19. So by using the PSO fund, public service obligation, the PSO fund, so KCIC will get like a subsidy, but this subsidy only can use by KCIC to help their cash flow for the maintenance activity of their facilities and infrastructure. And number 3, from the interview, I got the information to maintain the sustainability of the investment. The Ministry of the State-Owned Enterprises has prepared a grand design related to the arrangement of the shareholder involved in this project. Okay, before I end this presentation, I have a quote for us today. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stay young, from Henry Ford. And thank you for your time, and I see you.